wanted to do a short video today, maybe 10 minutes, about something called the chromatic scale. Some of you know it, some of you don't. I find it pretty useful for a bunch of different reasons. When I'm improvising, I use it pretty regularly, bits and pieces of it. It's never the whole thing because by itself it doesn't sound all that great. I'll demonstrate it in 1 second. It's also really great finger practice for both hands, for alternate picking and for your left hand. So let me show you. In essence, a chromatic scale is a scale that uses every note. For example, from C to C, it would use C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, etc. It uses every single note in between two notes in an octave. Sorry if that didn't make any sense. It'll make sense when you see it on the guitar, or when you hear it, actually. So I'm going to start on the note C, which is the 8th fret on the 6th string. And it's actually a really cool guitar pattern. Let me see if I can get in a little closer so you can see this. So it uses, it's all 4 frets right in a row. Again, it doesn't sound great by itself, but when we put it all together, it should be pretty interesting. And the way it works out on the guitar, fingering-wise, is you've got, starting on 8th fret, 4 frets right in a row. When you go to the next string over, you move back 1 fret, that way. And then when you go to the next string, you move over and you go back 1 fret. Go to the next string, you move back 1 fret. And here's where it's different because of the way the guitar is tuned. You stay at the same fret when you go to the 2nd string. And then you move back 1 fret. And then at the very end, you move up one fret on the 1st string. So let me do the whole thing slowly. Watch. Thrilling, huh? Yeah. So here it is a little bit faster. It actually sounds pretty cool. Coming down through the scale is sort of the opposite of what we just did going up the scale. So I'm starting on the 8th fret on the 1st string. And then you move to the 2nd string and you move up 1 fret. And then when you go to the 3rd string, you stay at the same 4 frets. So in other words, here's the 2nd string, there's the 3rd string. So that first section of it is like this. And then when you go to the 4th string, you move up 1 fret. And now you move up 1 fret. Now you move up 1 fret. And then that last note is down 1 fret. So here's the whole thing, all the way up and all the way back down. This is 2 octaves of it, by the way. You may guess that I'm doing this with alternate picking. So if you watch my picking hand, let me see if I can get both of them in the video here. Let me move over just a little bit and do that again. Oh, I got a new guitar, by the way. It's a Paul Reed Smith Custom 22. I had a custom 24, which means that it had 24 frets on the neck. This has 22 frets. But there's some other substantial differences between the other guitar and this one. This has does not have a whammy bar. It has what's called a fixed bridge or a stop tail, which is really comfortable to play. Anyway, All right, so here's that thing again. Let me move so you can see the, I'm going to move the camera down just a little bit. There we go. Check this out. Sounds pretty cool. So the way that I use that, I'm not going to go into huge detail here. That's just meant for muscle memory practicing and just sort of understanding how to navigate that. I mean, you can start that. I happen to be starting it on a C on the 8th fret. You could start it anywhere, and the physical pattern on the guitar is the same. You kind of run out of room down here if you start this like on the 3rd fret, for example. You kind of run out of room to do that pattern the way that I just showed it. There is more than one way to play the chromatic scale. Well, I'll show you another one. If I did want to start down here on the 3rd fret, which would be a G, you could do that this way. So you do the four fingers, and then play that note. So, and then go back to the 3rd fret on the next string. So we're doing 5 notes on each string. So, and then here's the 4th string. So the exception to that 5-note pattern is when you get to the 3rd and 2nd strings, it's just going to do 4 notes on the 3rd string. Sorry, watch. This is the 4th string. Only 4 notes here, and then 5 notes here. You end up there. That probably didn't make a lot of sense, so let me just play the whole thing. Watch. So what's more difficult about using that pattern, more difficult but more challenging and kind of cool, is the way that works out picking wise if you do it with alternate picking, because each time you skip from like the 6th string to the 5th string, it's going to reverse the down, up pattern. So, you know, you've got down, up, down, up, down, up when you go to the 5th string. I just goofed that up. But anyway, so that would be starting on the 3rd fret on the G string. The way that I might actually use some of this material, let's go back to key of C for a second. So that right there was part of the chromatic scale. I'll go into more detail on improvising with that down the road. So that's the chromatic scale. Have fun. Bye.